Welcome to Evoke IT, your online training specialist. This session provides a quick overview of money laundering and the money laundering process. So, what is money laundering? Money laundering refers to any act that disguises the proceeds of criminal activities so that these proceeds look legitimate. It is important to note that money laundering is focused on the proceeds of a crime and not on the crime itself. Where does the word money laundering come from? The term money laundering is said to have originated from gangster-owned laundromats. Gangsters were earning huge sums of monies from illegal activities and needed to show a legitimate source for these monies. This was done by purchasing legitimate laundromats and mixing or washing the illicit monies with legitimate earnings. Now, how does money laundering work? There are 3 steps to money laundering. Firstly, the monies are introduced by the criminals into the financial system. This is called the placement stage. Secondly, the criminals carry out various complex transactions in order to disguise the illegal source. This is called the layering stage. Lastly, the criminals invest the washed monies into legitimate investments or transactions. This is called the integration stage. The criminals' monies are now legitimized. Anti-money laundering legislation, AML for short, seeks to combat this criminal activity through a number of compliance processes. These compliance processes include Know Your Client, or KYC for short. This requires businesses and accountable institutions to identify and verify their clients before transacting. Such identification includes knowing the nature of the client's business, the source of the client's income and wealth, and what would be determined as normal business transactions. Further compliance processes would include the reporting of suspicious transactions, regular maintenance of KYC information, and the implementation of an AML compliance regime, including the appointment of compliance officers and providing regular training. Individuals and businesses failing to comply with AML legislation, failing to report suspicious transactions, or even tipping off the suspicious client, can incur severe fines or even imprisonment. Anti-money laundering and the combating of the illicit proceeds of crime is both a regulatory and moral obligation of every business and every employee. This ends this session on money laundering. Evoke IT, your online training specialist.